Recording. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah. Call to order the Board of Education, Garrison Union Free School District, this meeting of April 1st, 2020. First order of business will be the roll call. Dusty?
Jocelyn Apicello.
Here, present.
David Gelber.
Here.
James Hook.
Here.
Courtney McCarthy.
Here.
Matthew Spicer.
Here.
Sarah Tormey.
Here.
Here. Did that come through?
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Okay. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Sarah, you want to lead us?
Sure. Thank you for that.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
President's remarks. That'd be me. I just wanted to take this time to thank everybody working in the emergency workers that are working to deal with this crisis, as well as the first responders and putting their health on the line and time on the line. We greatly appreciate it. And that's the EMS folks, the fire department, the police departments, sheriff's department, grocery clerks, the nurses, the doctors, everybody in our community and in the surrounding communities, healthcare field. It's really an unprecedented moment in recent history, and we appreciate their efforts. By the governor's declaration, schools are closed till April 30th or through April 30th. Although that is a declaration by the governor, I think it would be prudent if the board to recommend that people to think beyond the May 1st date and prepare accordingly. Hopefully we'll be back in school by May 1, but you never know. Thanks to the teachers and the parents and the children who are working every day to deliver an education to our children. We greatly appreciate the patience that the parents and teachers have demonstrated, as well as their efforts and creativity at coming up with an e-learning plan that's unfolding and evolving every day. So I greatly appreciate that. I think the board does too. Lastly, I wanted to say that Jill Lake, our trustee, has taken leave for personal reasons, and we look forward to her return. Deborah?
Okay, thank you very much, James. And I absolutely echo all that you said about the people out there on those front lines, really helping, keeping everyone safe. And I encourage our community as well to stay home and stay safe. That is so critical during these times. I wanted to share with the community and the board that on Monday, March 30th, the governor issued an executive order that all schools must remain in session during spring break. The wording is that districts must continue to provide remote instruction for students, meals for students, and childcare for essential workers every day between April 1st and April 14th, even if the district is scheduled to be on spring break during that time. So as you know, we are providing childcare. We will be providing childcare all next week. And we have been working to be very creative. We understand how desperately our families need a break. This is our third week of e-learning. We are developing a field trip protocol. So we are looking to incorporate field trips, which is part of our Garrison heritage. We do a lot of field trips. We use our Desmond Fish Library. We use the Hudson Water Clearwater. We go on nature walks. We attend climate events. There's so many ways that you can participate across the globe, not just in our own backyard. So our teachers are working on these partnerships and hoping to create a list with some guidance for our parents to visit these virtual sites next week, when it would have been our spring break, and providing that guidance. So we're working on that letter. We will be getting that out to parents. I know that this is something we've been asked about for quite a while now, about, are we having spring break? We certainly have the time, we have the dates, we have our PD days, we have our snow days. So it may turn out that we are, and it's hard to predict, but should we be back or not be back, we would be ending instruction possibly a little earlier than some other districts, because we have that time. So our quarter is supposed to end for that third quarter. We certainly are extending that time. We're bringing on board someone to help tutor those students who are still struggling doing at-home work. And we do have our Garrison school number that if you call, you can be directed to anyone you need to speak with. So we're encouraging families to do that. So certainly I can answer questions, but please know we told the teachers about this Tuesday at a 3 o'clock meeting after their hour of PD. And today, when they met for their after-school meeting, again after their PD at 3 o'clock, they had come up with some ideas for K2, for 3-5, and for 6-8 to be creative and engage our parents and students. One of the things that we also want to encourage with this next piece is that our parents possibly come up with creative ways of things they can do family time. So it doesn't need to be a participation in a particular field trip, but they can do some offline things. They can support people in their community. They can give back. They can run food drives, whatever it is that the family sees as something that would engage their particular child. So I don't want to belabor it. I know we have a short meeting, but I did want to let everyone know that that is a shift from what we had planned. James.
Questions for Deborah? Okay. Okay. So next item up. Thank you very much, Deborah. Consent agenda. I need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
On a motion, let's see. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District approves the consent agenda item 5B as presented, which is the accepting of the minutes of the March 14th, 2020 meeting, possibly the shortest consent agenda known to any school board ever. All in favor, say aye. Now, when we say aye, Dusty is going to be calling you one by one to record your vote.
Jocelyn Apicello,
Aye.
David Gelber,
Got to click your button.
unmute yourself, David.
I unmuted him.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine.
Myself.
Okay.
Thank you, David. James Hogg,
Aye.
Courtney McCarthy,
Aye.
Matthew Spicer,
Aye.
Sarah Tormey.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Discussion item, committee reports. Are there any reports from any committees? As I expected. No reports. Special meeting of the board. So the Board of Education of Garrison Union Free School District will meet in executive session subject to board approval for the purpose of reviewing and interviewing candidates for the position of superintendent of schools on the following dates: March 30th, 2020 at 7 p.m., April 1st, 2020 at 7 p.m., and April 2nd, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. Due to the current board restrictions surrounding the novel coronavirus COVID-19 crisis, these executive session meetings will be conducted by video conferencing via Zoom. The Board of Education shall uphold their obligation to maintain confidentiality of executive sessions discussions being conducted in this forum. Okay. That is a discussion item. Is there anything you'd like to discuss about that, folks? I wanted to raise a question actually is whether we would like a small session this weekend to discuss the results of our interviews. Does that make sense?
Works for me.
I would support that.
So that way we can commence with the interviews, and then we'll have a day or two to think about and reflect upon the process, and then get together and discuss on Saturday, perhaps at a chosen time.
It works for me. Yep.
Okay, we will correspond via email, and I'll have to file that with you, Dusty.
Okay.
All right. Alrighty. Okay. Action items. I think that's where we are.
Budget discussion.
We've got C 2020-2021 budget discussion.
I'm
Oh,
promoting
sorry, my
letter
bad.
to panelists. This will be very short, she promises.
Sue? You have to unmute, Sue.
I am.
There you are.
Hi, how are you?
Sue. It's good to hear from you, Sue.
Okay, I just
Your
wanted to,
camera's not on, just so you know that.
I didn't shut it off, you did.
No, it's,
There it goes.
there it goes.
I
Okay,
just got
Hey,
prompted
Sue.
now.
sorry.
Got prompted now to put the video on, so, I just wanted to update you on the budget. I know tonight you were supposed to actually, approve it, to go forward, but, everything's been pushed back by the state 2 weeks. I just, about a couple of hours ago, got an updated, budget proposal for next year, the governor's proposal, but the budget has not passed both houses yet. So these numbers are preliminary, but what I'm looking at is that our overall amount from last year would be going down about 51,000. And part of that, if you recall, when I spoke with you earlier, our building aid is going down. So part of that is the building aid going down. They're freezing foundation aid at last year's amount. Basically, the other aids are remaining pretty much stable, but our BOCES aid is going down as well. They also have our transportation aid the same, which I don't think that will be actually the same because we're not running buses right now. So I am going to be adjusting these numbers. I do want to have the time to see how other people are analyzing these numbers, which would be great. During the next board meeting, I'll have a better understanding of where we are. But I actually don't think the numbers are as bad as I was anticipating, which is a good thing. Thought they would be a little down, a little less. I think our worst case scenario, if I'm understanding the new numbers from the governor's office, would be that we would have to take an additional 70,000 out of our reserves. Best case scenario, about 35,000. It's because there's two lines on there. One is a pandemic adjustment, which seems to be coming out of the state. They're doing a negative. If some of you on the board remember the gap elimination adjustment to our aid, this looks like it's sort of similar, but then they're sort of adding it back, saying the federal CARES restoration, so we might be getting the money back. These are my assumptions at this point. I want to hear what other people will usually in the next couple of days, ASBO and school boards will analyze this and kind of give us a better feel for where that's at. So that's where I feel we're at right now with the budget. I feel by the next board meeting, which is on the 21st, we should be able to adopt. Everything's been pushed out. The new budget vote would be June 2nd. The calendar just came out. Everything's basically been pushed out. The property tax report card has been pushed out 2 weeks. Everything has been pushed out 2 weeks. I just sent a copy of that calendar to Dusty as well. We didn't even get a chance to discuss it because I only got it basically an hour after our discussion earlier, Deborah. So all those dates are sent out. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, and I'll try to answer as best as I can, but I don't feel this is going to be the end of state aid problems, just like the gap elimination was with us a long time. I think we're going to see that with this pandemic reductions as well.
I'm guessing that a lot hinges upon what kind of aid we get from the federal government, what the states give to the federal government.
I'm not sure if the federal, I'm not sure what that federal CARES restoration means. It was the first I've seen it or heard of it when I got the printout a few hours ago. So I'd like to find out a little bit more about that. I'm sure in the next couple of days I'll get information. I can pass it along to you and the rest of the board as well as Deborah when I'm getting it. But right now, I'm just assuming that we're going to get that money back. I've been on a few webinars with FEMA. It seems like FEMA is going to try to step in and reimburse for any extra expenses that we've had, like running the child care for the school district would be, or or disinfecting the school, that type of thing. It's a little unclear with schools because I'm also hearing that because a lot of these things that we're doing in the school, like the daycare, is being state mandated, that we have to actually go after the state for this money. So I'm hoping to get clearer answers on that. I'm not getting real clear answers on that because I've asked in 2 different webinars and I'm not really getting clear answers on it. So.
I think it's a fluid situation, so I think we're going to all have to roll with it.
Yes.
Any questions for Sue?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sue. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, Sue.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. Action items. Need a motion to adjust the budget calendar, correct?
Yes, you do.
Second?
Moved. Second.
Great. Whereas the governor, due to the COVID-19 emergency, has issued executive orders that require changes to the 2021 budget process. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District shall amend the 2021 budget calendar in accordance with the governor's executive orders and present the amended 2021 budget calendar at a future meeting for board approval. All in favor, say aye. Well, Dusty, can you take a roll on that?
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Terrific. Appointment of a long-term substitute. This is adding a substitute teacher. You want to explain this a little bit? Can you explain this a little bit?
You want me to? Sure.
Deborah, just briefly.
Sure. This is a substitute who has been with us most of the fall, has worked with all of as a long-term leave replacement, has worked with our students in the 6th through 8th grade program. The suggestion was to have him come back. He knows the students. He'll be working with those students who are struggling one-to-one or possibly in groups of 2, depending. So if he starts, he's starting today. He already has the list of students, or tomorrow, the list of students that he would be working with from the teachers. These are students who maybe aren't bringing forth their work, not connecting. The teachers have tried. He's an additional person to help do that support work during this time.
So this would be Michael Roman. If you remember Michael Roman, he was the math substitute teacher for a while in the middle school, and he'll be working in that capacity. So if you see someone on the computer screen suddenly popping up, it will be him. So, whereas the district is in need of a substitute teacher, and whereas Michael Roman served in this position as a long-term substitute for part of the 2019-2020 school year, and from August 28th, 2019 through January 31st, 2020. And whereas the board would like to continue to employ Mr. Roman in this capacity from April 1, 2020 until such time that the school reopens as specified by the governor, or until April 13th, whichever is later. Therefore, the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District approves the appointment of Michael Roman as a long-term substitute from April 1st, 2020 until such time as school reopens, but no later than June 26, 2020. Mr. Roman will be paid at a daily rate based upon BA Step 1. Can you take a vote, Dusty? A roll?
I think we need a motion.
I need a motion.
So moved.
A second? Okay.
Thank you.
Dusty, can you call the ayes?
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion
The ayes have it. So we welcome Michael Roman back to the Garrison school community. I think I appreciate everyone's flexibility and his desire to participate in our community. It's wonderful that we have a little extra attention that we can pay during this time. So thank you all. Item C, action item, approve extension of employment for leave replacement and per diem teachers. Need a motion to extend the employment of leave replacement and per diem teachers.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District does hereby continue the employment of Patricia Revert. Is it Rivera or Revert?
Revert.
Revert, thank you. And Jennifer Chagoya during school breaks during the COVID-19 closures as directed by the governor. And be it further resolved that Ms. Revert and Ms. Chagoya shall be paid in accordance with BA Step 1. Dusty, can you take the roll on this? The
Jocelyn,
ayes.
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
The ayes have it. Welcome back and to Ms. Revert and Ms. Chagoya. Thank you for your service. Yes, so we need a motion for the employment of teacher aides for childcare during the COVID-19 emergency. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded.
Be it resolved, the Garrison Union Free School District Board of Education hereby creates the position of teacher aide - childcare effective March 24, 2020 on a temporary basis to work as needed to assist the district in providing childcare in accordance with the governor's executive orders. Be it further resolved that any current member of the GTA SRP bargaining unit who is assigned to work as a teacher aide or childcare shall be paid in accordance with Article 6G of the GTA SRP contract for all time actually worked in the childcare program. Be it also resolved, anyone hired to provide services as a teacher aide for childcare who is not a GTA SRP bargaining unit member shall be paid an hourly rate of $27.42 for time actually worked. No benefits, including but limited to insurance or paid time off, will be provided to such employees. So these are folks that are taking care of the children of our first responders and emergency workers as declared by our governor. And I think the pay reflects the risk. Is that correct,
So
Debbie?
the days are actually extending, and so really to have someone there for the hours that we're asking, we're really down to one person now. So you'll see we're also asking for a few more people. So some substitutes have stepped up and are willing to do that work as well, and some others.
I need a Dusty, can you take a call to accept this payment?
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
and Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I need a motion for the hiring of said teacher aides for childcare.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Be resolved that the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District does hereby authorize Dr. Deborah Jackson to approve the hiring of as needed for teacher aides for childcare for the COVID-19 emergency, with the understanding that individuals may begin working as soon as they are needed. And be it further resolved that teacher aides for childcare for COVID-19 emergency hired by Dr. Deborah Jackson shall be approved by the board at the next scheduled Board of Education meeting. Dusty, can you take roll?
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Record the ayes, please, and the nays and the abstentions. Okay, much appreciated to those people bringing it on. Here we go. I need a motion to approve an appointment for childcare, for a teacher aide for childcare.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
be resolved that the Board of Education of the Garrison Union Free School District, upon the recommendation of Dr. Deborah Jackson, does hereby appoint Chase Winter Carl and Adriana Morante as COVID-19 emergency teacher aides for childcare effective April 1, 2020. Is there anything you want to say about these candidates, Deborah?
Yes, the one is a substitute teacher with us. She had just started. She was there today to see what was needed. That person is, let me get the names correct, as I'm trying to move my screen over. That's Adriana. She has been working with us for a while this year as a young substitute teacher. And the other is Chase Winter. She goes by the name of Winter, her middle name. She is a Peace Corps worker. She lives over at West Point, has been doing childcare before, is waiting for acceptance into a doctoral program. So she also came forth today. And this is great because next week was only myself and one other aide who could work next week. So it'll be good to have someone else who we can work with. Adriana's not sure it's day to day. She has another job when she can work, but right now Winter's home and can work every day if we need her. So we really do appreciate these appointments.
Yeah, we thank them. The board thanks them. We appreciate their time as well as the risk that they are taking on. All in favor, Dusty, can you call?
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
and Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 7, public comment. Deborah, do we have a way of gauging that public
I have no
comment?
open questions in the Q&A at all. I would read them if I did. I'm checking the chat. The only chat was a hello to all the panelists from James. So I certainly, if there's anyone on the list of attendees who'd like to comment, please either in the chat or the Q&A, let me know and we will respond.
As we wait patiently, I just wanted to say thank you all for your hard work, especially Dr. Jackson and Dusty for pulling together these meetings. You know, it's working remotely is not easy, and we greatly appreciate everything that you're pulling. And Alex and Sue as well, the entire administrative team, deeply appreciative. Okay.
No, nothing down there, so I will
You
assume.
snooze, you lose. All right. So let me see if I can find my. All right. Oh, there it is. Great. Okay. Board member comment. Item 8. Any board member comment? Okay. We have a long night ahead of us, everybody. Brace yourselves. And we're going to need a motion to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of interviewing candidates for the superintendent of schools in the Garrison Union Free School District.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Dusty.
Jocelyn,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Matthew,
Aye.
and Sarah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Is the public off the
No, we're all on. Let me stop the recording.
Can I?
Excuse me, I'm